A pristine 1988 quarter spins on a black surface, catching the light with each rotation. This seemingly ordinary piece of change could be worth a fortune. The 1988 quarter stands as one of the most fascinating examples of how mint errors can transform pocket change into treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what makes these quarters so valuable, and how to spot the rare errors that could make you rich. The story of the 1988 quarter begins at the U.S. Mint, where over 1 billion quarters were produced that year across 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's the shocking truth: among those billion coins, a handful of rare error specimens have sold for astronomical amounts at auction. Just last year, a double-die 1988 quarter sold for over $45,000. And that's just the beginning. You might be wondering, what makes these particular quarters so special? Well, during the minting process in 1988, something extraordinary happened. A perfect storm of circumstances led to some of the most dramatic mint errors ever documented on American coinage. These aren't just minor variations, we're talking about dramatic double-die errors, off-center strikes, and even missing elements that make collectors' hearts race. But before I reveal the most valuable error to look for, let me show you exactly what makes the 1988 quarter unique. The coin features George Washington's familiar profile on the obverse, or front, side, while the reverse displays the iconic American eagle. But here's where it gets interesting: the particular composition of copper and nickel used in 1988 created conditions that made certain errors more likely to occur and more visible to the trained eye. Now, let's dive into the errors that could make you rich. The most sought-after error on 1988 quarters is the dramatic double-die variety. Imagine looking at Washington's profile and seeing every detail doubled, like a ghost image slightly offset from the original. These double-die errors occurred when the die used to strike the coins received multiple impressions at slightly different angles. The result? Coins where the word "Liberty" appears to have an echo, or where Washington's features show clear doubling under magnification. But here's the truly exciting part: double-die errors are just the beginning. Some 1988 quarters feature what we call off-center strikes, where the design isn't centered on the coin blank. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. We've seen examples where up to 50% of the design is missing, and these specimens can command prices in the tens of thousands of dollars. Let me share a story that will make you want to check every quarter in your possession. In 2023, a construction worker in Ohio was going through his pocket change when he noticed something odd about a 1988 quarter. The coin showed significant doubling on the reverse, particularly in the eagle's wings. After having it authenticated by experts, this single quarter, which he got as change from a vending machine, sold for $28,000 at auction. Now, I'm going to teach you exactly how to spot these valuable errors, and I promise you'll never look at quarters the same way again. First, you'll need proper lighting and magnification. A 5x to 10x magnifying glass is essential for initial inspection. Look closely at the lettering, particularly "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Any doubling in these areas could indicate a valuable double-die error. Pay special attention to the mint mark, that small letter below Washington's neck that tells you where the coin was minted. Philadelphia quarters have no mint mark, Denver shows a D, and San Francisco displays an S. But here's the golden nugget of information: some 1988 quarters show what we call repunched mint marks, where the mint mark appears to be stamped multiple times. These RPM errors, as collectors call them, can turn a 25-cent coin into a $5,000 treasure. Another error to watch for is die cracks. These appear as raised lines across the coin's surface, created when the die used to strike the coins began to fail. While common die cracks might only add a few dollars to a coin's value, major die breaks, especially those that create dramatic effects on Washington's portrait, can be worth thousands. Let me tell you about one of the most valuable 1988 quarter errors ever discovered. It's known as the missing clad layer error, where the outer layer of copper-nickel separated from the core during minting. These coins have a distinctive appearance and can be worth upward of $100,000 in pristine condition. Yes, you heard that right, a single quarter potentially worth $100,000, but here's something crucial you need to know: condition matters enormously. A coin graded MS-65, mint state 65, or higher can be worth 10 times more than the same error in lower grades. That's why proper handling is essential. Never clean your coins, this can actually decrease their value dramatically. Instead, handle them by their edges and store them in proper holders. Now, let's talk about where these valuable quarters might be hiding. Check your coin jars, old collections, and even that spare change in your car's console. But more importantly, examine every 1988 quarter that passes through your hands. Banks still occasionally receive rolls of coins from the 1980s, and many error coins are still in circulation, waiting to be discovered. Remember that construction worker I mentioned earlier? He wasn't a coin collector, he just knew what to look for. And that's exactly what I'm teaching you today. The knowledge you're gaining could literally be worth thousands of dollars. Think about it: how many 1988 quarters have passed through your hands over the years? How many potential fortunes have you spent at face value? Here's another incredible fact: some of the most valuable 1988 quarter errors haven't even been discovered yet. Experts estimate that dozens of major error coins from that year are still in circulation. That means every time you receive change, you could be holding a lottery ticket in the form of a quarter. Let's talk about authentication, because yes, there are counterfeits out there. Any coin you believe might be valuable should be authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services will encapsulate your coin in a tamper-evident holder and assign it a grade, making it easier to sell and ensuring its authenticity. Speaking of selling, let me share the best ways to maximize your profit if you find a valuable error. First, document everything about your discovery. Take clear, well-lit photographs from multiple angles. Research recent sales of similar errors to understand your coin's potential value. Then, consider consigning to a major auction house. They often have databases of serious collectors willing to pay top dollar for significant errors. But wait, before you run off to check your coins, there's one more type of 1988 quarter error that could make you wealthy. It's called a broadstrike error, where the coin was struck without the collar that normally gives it its circular shape. These coins appear larger than normal and have no reeded edge. In top condition, broadstrike 1988 quarters have sold for over $15,000. The fascination with 1988 quarter errors extends beyond their monetary value. These coins represent a unique moment in American minting history, when various factors align to create some of the most dramatic and valuable errors ever seen on U.S. coinage. Each error tells a story of how it was made, preserving a moment of imperfection that transformed ordinary currency into numismatic treasure.
A supposedly worthless 1991 quarter could be your ticket to a fortune that would change your life forever. Right now, sitting in someone's pocket, piggy bank, or coin jar, there's a quarter from 1991 that's worth more than most people make in a year. These aren't just coins, they're tiny time capsules of American history, and some of them hold secrets that make collectors willing to pay astronomical sums to own them. The story of the 1991 quarter begins during a pivotal time in American history. The United States Mint was operating at full capacity, producing millions of quarters at facilities in Philadelphia and Denver. Each quarter was designed to be identical, featuring John Flanagan's iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the majestic American eagle on the reverse. But something extraordinary happened during production that year, creating some of the most valuable mint errors ever discovered. Let's take a journey into the fascinating world of coin errors, because understanding what makes these quarters valuable could be the difference between tossing away a fortune and securing your financial future. The 1991 quarter holds a special place in numismatic history because of its unique array of minting errors that occurred during production. The most sought-after error in the 1991 quarter series is the elusive double die error. Imagine looking at Washington's profile and seeing a ghost-like shadow following every detail. That's what happens in a double die error, where the die used to strike the coin literally hits twice, creating a mesmerizing double image. These aren't just minor imperfections, they're like fingerprints of history, each one unique and incredibly valuable. The most dramatic double die errors from 1991 have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction, but that's just the beginning. Some 1991 quarters exhibit what experts call off-center strikes, where the design isn't properly centered on the coin blank. Picture a quarter where George Washington appears to be sliding off the edge, with a blank crescent moon of metal on the opposite side. These dramatic errors can command prices that would make your jaw drop. The further off-center the strike, the higher the value, with some extreme examples fetching upwards of $50,000. Here's where it gets even more interesting. During the minting process, some 1991 quarters suffered from what's known as a clipped planchet error. This happens when the metal blank isn't perfectly cut before striking, resulting in a quarter that looks like someone took a bite out of it. While this might seem like damage to the untrained eye, these mint-made errors are highly prized by collectors, with perfect examples selling for thousands of dollars, but perhaps the most spectacular error from 1991 is the missing clad layer. You see, quarters are supposed to have 3 layers, a copper core sandwiched between 2 outer layers of nickel. Sometimes, though, something magical happens during production. The outer layer of nickel fails to bond properly, exposing the copper core beneath. These quarters have a distinctive rosy hue that makes them stand out immediately. When authenticated by professional grading services, these rare errors have sold for astronomical sums, with the finest examples reaching 6-figure prices at auction. Now, you might be wondering how to tell if your 1991 quarter is one of these valuable treasures. The key lies in the details. Using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe, examine the lettering around the edge of the coin. Look for doubling in the word Liberty or In God We Trust. Check the date, 1991, for any signs of shadowing or doubling. Even the smallest imperfection could be worth thousands. Pay special attention to the mint mark. A 1991 quarter from the Philadelphia Mint bears a P, while Denver coins show a D. But here's where it gets exciting. Some 1991 quarters have been discovered with misplaced or doubled mint marks, errors that can multiply their value exponentially. One recently discovered example with a dramatically doubled mint mark sold for over $75,000 at auction. The condition of your coin plays a crucial role in its value. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC use a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being absolute perfection. A regular 1991 quarter in circulation condition might be worth face value, but add a significant error and a high grade. You're looking at serious money. The highest graded error quarters from 1991 have sold for prices that would make even seasoned collectors catch their breath. Let me tell you about one of the most remarkable discoveries in recent years. A collector in Michigan was sorting through a box of old quarters when he noticed something unusual about a 1991 specimen. It had both a double die obverse and a missing clad layer, a combination so rare that experts estimated only a handful could exist. After professional authentication, that quarter, which could have easily been spent on a gumball, sold for over $300,000 at auction. But here's what makes this story even more incredible: new varieties of 1991 quarter errors are still being discovered today. Just last year, a previously unknown type of strike error was identified, sending shockwaves through the collecting community. This means that right now, there could be undiscovered treasures sitting in circulation, waiting for someone with keen eyes to find them. The market for these error coins has been steadily climbing. Serious collectors understand that these aren't just pieces of metal, they're pieces of American history, each one telling a unique story about a moment when something went wonderfully wrong at the U.S. Mint. As more collectors enter the market and fewer of these errors remain in circulation, prices continue to rise. If you think you found a valuable 1991 quarter, don't clean it or handle it excessively. Even the oils from your fingers can damage the surface and reduce its value. Instead, carefully place it in a soft holder or envelope and consider having it professionally graded. The cost of grading might seem high, but it's a small investment that could lead to a massive return if your coin turns out to be one of these rare treasures. Remember, not every 1991 quarter is valuable, but the ones that are can be worth life-changing amounts of money. Take time to examine your coins carefully. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, missing layers, and unusual mint marks. Document any findings with clear photographs and consider joining online numismatic communities where experts can help evaluate your discoveries. The hunt for valuable 1991 quarters isn't just about making money, it's about being part of a fascinating historical treasure hunt. Every time you check your change, you're participating in a nationwide search for these elusive pieces of American numismatic history. Who knows? The next great discovery could be sitting in your pocket right now, just waiting to be found. The value of these era quarters continues to climb as more collectors recognize their historical significance and rarity. Recent auction results suggest that we haven't seen the ceiling yet for truly exceptional specimens. As we wrap up this exploration of the 1991 quarter, remember that knowledge is your most valuable tool in identifying these treasures. Keep searching, keep learning, and maybe you'll be the next person to discover a coin worth a fortune.
In the glittering world of numismatics, there's a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors worldwide, the 1995 United States quarter. Behind its seemingly ordinary facade lies a treasure trove of possibilities, where a single minting error could transform this humble 25-cent piece into a fortune worth thousands or even millions of dollars. The story begins in the bustling U.S. Mint facilities of 1995, where billions of quarters were struck to meet the nation's daily commerce needs. But among these countless coins, something extraordinary happened. Through a series of fascinating manufacturing mishaps and rare minting anomalies, some of these quarters emerged with unique characteristics that would make them among the most sought-after error coins in American numismatic history. Let's step back to 1995, a year when the U.S. Mint was operating at full capacity. The Washington quarter, featuring the stoic profile of our first president on the obverse and the majestic eagle on the reverse, had been a stalwart of American currency since 1932. This design, chosen to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, remained largely unchanged, making any deviation from its standard appearance immediately noticeable to the trained eye. The 1995 quarter was minted across 3 facilities: Philadelphia, producing coins without a mint mark; Denver, marking their coins with a D; and San Francisco, creating proof versions marked with an S. Each facility maintained rigorous quality control standards, yet somehow, some of the most valuable error coins in numismatic history slipped through their careful screening process. Now, let's delve into the fascinating world of coin errors that make certain 1995 quarters worth astronomical sums. The most sought-after errors fall into 3 main categories, each with its own unique characteristics and value propositions. First, we have die errors, the aristocrats of coin mistakes. Die breaks, one of the most valuable error types, occur when the die used to strike the coin develops small cracks. These cracks create raised lines on the coin's surface, like tiny rivers of silver flowing across Washington's profile. But the real treasure lies in the double die errors. Imagine George Washington's face appearing twice on the same coin, slightly offset, creating a ghost-like effect. These double die errors can command prices that would make your jaw drop. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars for the right specimen. Then there are the mint errors, where the real magic happens. Picture a quarter where Washington's head is dramatically off-center, as if he's trying to escape the coin's confines. These off-center strikes can fetch prices that would make your average quarter feel rather inadequate. But perhaps the most intriguing are the clipped planchets, quarters that look like someone took a bite out of them. These manufacturing mishaps occur when the metal blank is improperly cut, resulting in a coin that's literally missing a piece of itself. But wait, there's more. The third category, other errors, includes some of the most spectacular mistakes ever to leave the mint. Misaligned dies can create coins where the images appear skewed, as if caught in a funhouse mirror. Overlapping or blurry images make it seem like Washington is emerging from a fog. These errors, while rare, can turn a simple quarter into a 5- or 6-figure windfall. The value of these error coins isn't just in their rarity, it's in their stories. Each imperfection tells a tale of how it managed to escape the mint's rigorous quality control. Think about it, in a facility designed to produce perfect coins, these mistakes somehow made it through multiple checkpoints and into circulation. It's like finding a unicorn in a herd of horses. Let's talk numbers, and they're staggering. While a regular 1995 quarter might be worth exactly 25 cents, an error coin can sell for anywhere from hundreds to hundreds of thousands of dollars. The most valuable 1995 quarter errors have been known to sell for prices that could buy a luxury car or even a house. We're talking about coins that have sold for over $100,000 in some cases, with certain unique specimens potentially worth even more. The market for these error coins is driven by an insatiable appetite among collectors. The more dramatic and rare the error, the higher the value. A double die error in pristine condition might start at $10,000 and quickly escalate based on its clarity and preservation. Off-center strikes can command anywhere from $1,000 to $50,000, depending on how dramatic the misalignment is. Even minor die breaks, if they're in the right place and prominent enough, can turn a quarter into a four-figure payday. But here's where it gets really interesting: new errors are still being discovered. Yes, even after all these years, collectors are finding previously undocumented error varieties in the 1995 quarter series. This means that right now, in someone's pocket change or coin jar, there could be a 1995 quarter worth a small fortune, just waiting to be discovered. For those looking to enter this fascinating world of error coin collecting, authentication is crucial. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC are the gold standard in verifying these valuable mistakes. They examine every minute detail, ensuring that what you're holding is a genuine mint error and not post-mint damage or alteration. Their expertise can mean the difference between a valuable treasure and a worthless curiosity. When examining a 1995 quarter for errors, look for unusual raised lines, doubled images, or portions of the design that appear to be missing or duplicated. Pay special attention to the dates and lettering. These areas often show the most prominent signs of valuable errors. Use a magnifying glass to examine the surface carefully, and remember that legitimate mint errors will show signs of being created during the minting process, not after the coin entered circulation. The market for these error coins continues to grow, with serious collectors willing to pay premium prices for the right specimens. Online marketplaces have made it easier than ever to buy and sell these numismatic treasures, but they've also made it more important to work with reputable dealers and get proper authentication. As we wrap up our journey through the fascinating world of 1995 quarter errors, remember that the next time you receive change, you might be holding more than just 25 cents. That quarter in your pocket could be a numismatic treasure waiting to be discovered. The hunt for these valuable errors continues to this day, with new discoveries still being made. The 1995 quarter stands as a testament to the fact that sometimes, the most valuable things in life are the mistakes, the happy accidents that create something truly unique and precious. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your numismatic journey, the allure of finding one of these valuable error coins adds an extra element of excitement to every handful of change. Keep your eyes open, study the details, and who knows? Maybe you'll be the next person to discover a 1995 quarter worth a fortune. After all, these valuable errors are still out there, waiting to be found by someone with a keen eye and the knowledge to spot them. So check your change, visit your local coin shops, and never stop hunting for that elusive error that could change your life. Remember, in the world of coin collecting, one person's mistake is another person's treasure. The 1995 quarter errors stand as brilliant examples of how imperfection can sometimes be worth more than perfection itself. Happy hunting, and may your next quarter be worth a fortune. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to stay updated on more videos about valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Share this video with friends and family. You might just help someone discover a fortune in their spare change. Until next time, keep checking those quarters, because you never know when you might strike it rich.